Hello everyone, welcome you all to the microcontroller class. Today we will be having session 8 of unit 2 assembly language programming, and the contents of today's discussion is the some of the sample programs of 8051. So earlier class we have discussed some 4 sample programs. Now we shall discuss the some other programs like program to multiply two 8-bit numbers. This is like a multiplication, how to do the multiplication in 8051. So let the RAM location 50 and 51 contains some multiplier and multiplicand respectively. That is the number we need to multiply. One number is in 50, another number is in 51. So I will take the memory location here. So shall assume that the 50H memory location contains some number that will be equal to 02, and 51 memory location contains some other number that it will be equal to 06 is the number. I want to multiply these two, and after multiplication whatever the result you are going to get, that will be stored in the next memory location 52 and 53. So in the multiplication operation, when you are going to multiply two 8-bit number, the result may be 16-bit. You may get the 16-bit. The result need not be 8-bit always. The result may be 16-bit. If the result is 16-bit, now the 16-bit cannot be stored in the memory because the standard memory is like that. In each slot I can able to store only 8-bit in the standard memory. Therefore I want to divide this 16-bit into two separate 8-bit. So one is called as lower byte, another one is called as higher byte. Byte means 8 bits. So lower byte will be stored and higher byte will be stored separately. Now move a comma 50h. Go to memory 50 and take the data A. Therefore 02 will come to accumulator. Now accumulator becomes 02. Now move B comma 51. What is 51 content? 06. Now 06 will come to accumulate B register. So remember, for the multiplication as well as for the division operation, data must be present in the accumulator as well as in the B register. You should not copy it to any other register like a general purpose register from R0 to R7. Multiplication is allowed only if the data is available in A as well as in the B register. Then multiply AB. These two will be multiplied now. 6 into 2. So some result you are going to get. So in decimal, what is 6 into 2? That is equal to 6 into 2 is 12. In decimal, this is in decimal. Whereas our microcontroller will do all the operation in hexadecimal. In hexadecimal, A is 10, B is 11, and C is 12. Therefore, C in hexadecimal, that is 0C is the answer. When you multiply 02 and 06, 0C is the answer you are going to get. And after the multiplication, lower byte is always stored in the accumulator, and higher byte, if you get, it will be stored in the B register. Now we did not get higher byte because we have taken smaller number. If you take some larger number, for example, here I will take 25 and here I will take 69. Then when you multiply these two, then 16-bit result you are going to get. Something like 01 AC is the result. Some answer you are going to get. So if you get 01 AC as the answer, then AC is the lower result and 01 is the higher result. Higher result will be in B register, lower result will be in the A register. Now what is the higher result? Higher result is 00. So 0C can also be written as 000C. Therefore, this 0C is available in accumulator and 00 is available in the B register. Then move A 52 comma A. What is A now? 0C. That is copied to 52. Now 0C will come here. And then move B comma 53. What is B? B is equal to 00. Because in this case, there is no higher result. Therefore, it is 000C is the answer. And SJMP here. So this is how we can able to multiply the two numbers. You can take some larger number here, and with the help of the calculator you do the multiplication in hexadecimal mode and you observe the result. Next is program to divide an 8-bit number by another 8-bit number. So let the RAM location 50 and 51H contains dividend and divisor respectively. Now 50H contains the dividend and 51 contains the divisor. So let's take the location here. So this is 50H and this is 51 So the 50H memory location contains the dividend. Let the dividend be 0, 7. And divisor is in 51 respectively is there. Therefore divisor is in 51. Therefore I will take 0, 2 here. So divisor means what? So this is called as a divisor. The number from which we are going to do the division, that is called as divisor. The number which will be divided is called as dividend. So this is dividend, this is divisor, this is quotient, and here what you are going to get here, this is called as remainder. Dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. Now move a comma 50H. 50H is 0, 7. 0, 7 will come to accumulator. And move b comma 51. 51 is 0, 2. 0, 2 will come here. So remember, divide a by b. What this will do? This will always do a divided by b. Not b by a, it is always a by b. B is the divisor and a is the dividend. So 0, 2 divided by 7. So it is 2 into 3 times. 2 3 is 6. 2 into 3 is 0, 6. 0, 7 minus 0, 6 is 0, 1. So after the division, we know that the quotient will be available in accumulator and the remainder will be available in the register B. So move a 52 comma a 51, then the next memory location is 52. So to the 52H memory location a will come. What is a? 0, 3. So quotient will be stored here. And then we have the next memory as 53. So B, what is B now? 0, 1. So 0, 1 will come to this memory location. So this is the quotient and this is the remainder. Quotient and remainder. SJMP here. Program to separate positive and negative number in a series of n bytes. So how to check whether the number is a positive or negative number? We always check its MSB bit. For example, if I have been given some number, let us assume that this is the 8-bit number. This is the bit 0, 0th bit, and this is the first bit, second bit, third bit, and so on up to 7th bit. So to check whether the number is negative or positive, we always check the MSB bit. This is called as MSB bit, most significant bit, and this is called as LSB. If this bit is equal to 0, then the number is positive. If this bit is equal to 1, then the number is negative. ಈ ಬಿಟ್ 1 ಇದ್ರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಇದು. ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ಇದು ಸೈನ್, ಇದು ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್. ಸೊ ದ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 7 bits. So totally 8 bits are there. 1 bit is reserved for the sign bit and the remaining 7 bits are used to represent the magnitude. So this is used to represent the magnitude of a number. Magnitude means, for example, minus 5. Minus is the sign and 5 is the magnitude. Plus 5. Plus is the sign and 5 is the magnitude. So now what we need to do? Separate positive and negative numbers in a series of n bytes. You can take any number of numbers like 10, 5, 3, any numbers you can take. And in this case, external RAM they have used, and the location will be from 0000H through 0000 and 0009H. So from here to here, it contains some 10 numbers. I want to check whether these numbers are negative or positive. The following program separate positive and negative numbers. It stores the positive numbers starting from the RAM location 40H. So positive number bandre 40H memory location in the store ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Negative number bandre 50H memory location in the store ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Initially all the numbers are present in the external RAM. Now if the number is positive, store it to internal RAM starting from the memory location 40H, and if it is negative, then store it from the internal RAM location 50H. Okay. Now move R0 comma 40. This is to store the positive numbers. Pointer. And 50 to R1. This is to store the negative numbers. And R2 0A. This is nothing but total number. Total numbers that I want to check whether they are positive or negative. Then move DPTR comma hatch 00. This is to access the external memory. Now we are having 3 memories. So one memory to store the positive number, which is nothing but the starting address of this is nothing but 48, and is pointed by which register? It is pointed by the register R0 to store positive numbers. Another memory we are having, and this is used to store the negative numbers, and its address is 50H, used to store the negative numbers, and this is pointed by the register R1. This is to store negative number. And here we are having external memory where the actual numbers are available, that we need to check whether they are positive or negative. This is called as external memory, external RAM. And what is the starting address? Starting address is 0000H. So, and what is the pointer here? The pointer to the external memory location is DPTR, that is nothing but data pointer, DPTR. Only R0 and R1 can be used as a pointer register to the internal memory. Now move XA comma at the rate of DPTR. Now DPTR is pointing to this memory location. Go to this memory and take the data available. Now let us assume that the available data is 71H. 71H is the data available. Take it to accumulator. Now 71 will come to accumulator. Now the content of accumulator is 71. Then ANL A comma ATH. Why we are doing ANL A comma ATH? Because how do you write 71 in binary? What is 7? 0 111 is 7 and 1 0 0 0 1. This is 71. Now this should be ANDed with and logically with ATH. So if you write 8 in binary, now this is 1000. That is 8. And what is 0? 0 is nothing but 4 zeros. Now do the AND operation. See, remember here what actually we are doing. Whenever you are going to do the AND operation of any number with the 80, only the sign bit will come at the output. For example, here in this case, all the bits are 0 here. I told you whenever you do the AND operation of any number, any bits with the 0 bit, definitely the result will be equal to 0. Now from here to here everything becomes 0 because this is 0 now. Whether this is 1 or this is 0, it doesn't matter. The result is always 0 here. Whereas in this case, if this bit is equal to 0, then the output is 0. If this bit is equal to 1, then this is equal to 1. Whatever the number you are having in the given number, the same number will come at the output. That is the reason why we are doing AND operation with the ATH. So that I can check whether this is why I am checking only this number, because this is the MSB bit. I told you how to check whether the number is positive or negative. In the given number, I want to check its MSB. If MSB is 0, then it is positive number. If MSB is equal to 1, then it is negative number. So to check whether this is 0 or 1, I am doing AND operation. So when you do the AND operation now everything becomes 0 here. If everything becomes 0, what does it means? This is the 0th bit. It indicates that the number is a positive number. If you get 0 as the answer, then the number is a positive number. Therefore, jump on 0, positive, POSI, positive. This is some label we have used. You can write any name here. You can write full positive. You can write your name also. JZ, what it will do? It will check the content of the accumulator, whether the accumulator content is 0 or not. Now what is the accumulator content? If in this case accumulator content is 0. So if accumulator content is 0, it means that the number is a positive number. So if the number is a positive number, what we need to do? We need to store that number in the memory location 40H. From here we need to store. So what I will do now? Move XA comma at the rate of DPTR. I will take the same number because A content is different now. A is equal to 0. The same number I want to store. Again, I will read the number from DPTR. DPTR, go to this memory, take that 71 again and copy it to accumulator. From the accumulator, I will copy it to memory location pointed by R1. Now R1 is pointing to, sorry, I went to, so here some changes we need to do. So this is positive, jump on 0 positive. Oh, sorry, here I need to come. Jump on 0 is there, positive. I need to come here. Okay, it will not execute this instruction. This condition is true, therefore it will come here, take that data and store it to the memory location pointed by R0. Now R0 is pointing to which memory location? 40 memory location. Store that A content. Now the A content is what? 71. Now 71 will be stored here. Now one data I have checked. I want to check the next data now. Next, increment dptr. Now dptr will come to the next memory location 0 0 0 1 H, next memory location, and then 0 0 0 1, and then increment R0. R0 is now pointing to, initially it was at 40, now it is pointing to 41H. It will come to this position to store the next positive number. If next positive number comes, I need to store it here. And then last label, that is the label we are having last. Dechange the dot to comma next. Decrement R2. Now what is R2 now? R2 is 0A. Decrement it by 1 time. Now R2 becomes 09. What does it mean? It means that one number we have already checked. Still how many numbers are there? 9 numbers are left, that we need to check whether they are positive or negative. Decrement and jump if not 0. If I decrement it by 1, this becomes 09. Now definitely 09 is not equal to 0. So I want to go to this label next. So you find where next is there. So next is available here. Now MOVX A comma at the rate of dptr. Again go to dptr. Now dptr is pointing to this memory location. Now shall assume that the data available here is nothing but E5. E5 is the data, second data, E5H. Take this data into accumulator now. Accumulator becomes E5. And then do the AND operation with 80. What is E5? In binary, how do we write E5? So we know that EF is 15, E is 14, A is 10, B 11, C 12, D 13, and E 14. 14 means it is 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 2, 14. E and 5, 0 1, 0 1. I want to AND with what? I want to AND with 80H. What is 80? 1 0 0 and 0 0 0. Anyhow, everything becomes 0 here. I want to check only the first bit. Now 1 AND with 1 is what? 1. 1 0 0 is the accumulator content now. 1 0 0 is the 1 0 0 4 zeros is the accumulator content. Now you check the content of the accumulator, jump on 0. Now this condition is false because accumulator is not 0 now. Accumulator content is what now? 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 is the accumulator content. Therefore this is not equal to 0. Therefore don't jump. If this condition is false, don't jump. You execute the next instruction. That is MOVX A comma dptr. Again take the data for E5. If it is not equal to 0, what does it mean? It means that the number is a negative number. See here, 1 is there. So if the MSU bit is equal to 1, I have already told you, if the MSU bit is 1, then the number is a negative number. If the MSU bit is 0, then it is positive. Earlier case, we have got positive number here, whereas in this case, this is 1. Therefore, it is a negative number. Therefore, take E5 again to the accumulator register and from the accumulator copy it to R1. Memory location pointing by R1. Now R1 is pointing to 50. Therefore, E5 will come here. Again increment dptr, increment R1. To access the next memory location, I will increment dptr by 1 time. Now dptr becomes what? 0 0 0 2H. That the next data is 11H. Some data we can take and so on. And again increment R1. R1 is incremented by 1 time. 1 data is already stored. Now R1 becomes 51 to store the next negative number. Again AJMP last, directly go to absolute jump, it is directly come to here. Label last label is available here, directly come here. Again decrement and jump if not 0. Decrement R2 by 1 time. R2 is 0.9. Now if you decrement it by 1 time, it becomes 0.8. Is 0.8 equal to 0? No. If it is not equal to 0, go to next again. So once again come back here. Once again read the next data, that is nothing but 11. So you repeat this process until the value of R2 becomes 0. Means that all the, what actually this 0.8 means, it means that we have checked two our numbers. This number is checked and this number is checked. So still how many data are left? Still 8 data are left that we need to check. If it is positive, keep storing here. If it is negative, keep storing in this memory location. So when it is executed, when the program is executed completely, the positive numbers will be available in this memory location and the negative number will be available in this memory location. So this is how we can able to separate positive and negative numbers. Next is program to count the number of ones and zeros in the internal data memory location byte addressable area. So what we need to do, we need to count the number of ones and zeros in the internal data memory location. For example, if I have been given with the number 42, I want to count how many zeros and ones are there. So how do you write 42 in binary? So it is 0 1 0 0, and what is 2? 0 0 1 0 is 2. How many ones are there? Number of ones are 2. 2 ones are there. And how many zeros are there? So totally how many bits are there? 8. 8 minus 2. That is nothing but 6 zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are number of ones and these are the number of zeros that we need to check now. Let the internal RAM location 52 contains the data byte in which the number of ones and zeros are to be counted. Shall assume that 52 memory location contains the data. So 52 memory location contains the data. Let the data be nothing but 42H. Okay, after executing the program, internal RAM 50 holds the number of ones and 51 holds the number of zeros. So 52 is this one. Previous to this memory we are having 51 and previous to that we are having 50. So 50 contains, here you need to store the number of ones and here you need to store the number of zeros. So I will take move 50 comma hash 00. That is to the memory location 50 I will add 00 and to the memory location 51 I will add 00. Why I am adding 00 immediate data 00 to the 50 and 51H memory location? Because if any previous data are already available in this memory location, because we have reserved 50 and 52 to store the result. So initially I will make this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 0. And then move a comma 52. Go to 52 memory location, take the data 42, store it to accumulator. Now accumulator becomes 42. Next, move R0 comma 08. Now this is used as a counter. So totally how many bits are there here? 8 bits are there. I want to check all the 8 bits. Therefore the count is 8. Next, RLC A. RLC A, what it will do? Rotate left through carry. All the data bits will be rotated left by 1 time along with the carry. Now let us assume that this is the carry flag we are having here. Carry flag is there. And all these data bits will be rotated left by 1 time. Shall assume that whatever the initial status of the carry, we shall assume that the initial carry status as 0. Shall assume initially carry contains 0. This is 0 initially. So I will write carry status here. So let us take carry status is 0 here. Initial carry is 0. So when you rotate all the bits left by 1 time along with the carry, what will happen? MSB will come to carry. This 0 will come here. So I will write here this 0 is nothing but this 0, and this 1 will come to this position. Now this is 1, and this 0 will come here, and next 0 will come here, and this 0 will come and occupy this place because this is rotated left. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ 0 ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ 0 ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 1, this is 0, and what is LSB now? Previous status of the carry will come to LSB. So previous status of carry is 0, that carry 0 will come here. This is rotate left one time along with the carry. Then what I will do, jump on carry, loop 1. If carry is equal to 1, now check the status of the carry. If carry is equal to 1, then jump to loop 1. Now what is the status of the carry? Carry is 0. Now this condition is false. Increment 51 memory location. What is 51 memory location now? See here, 51 memory location holds number of zeros. It means that ಈ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ 1 0 ಸಿಕ್ತು. ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಿಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ 0 ಇದೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಿಟ್ 0 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಇದು 0 0 ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ 0 1, ಅಂದರೆ 1 0 ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ SJMP next. So jump to next. Where is next? This is next. DJNZ R0 comma loop 2. What is R0? R0 is 8. 8 ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಾಯಿತು. ಡಿಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 7 ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ 7 ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ತೊಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 + 3 7. ಟೋಟಲಿ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಚೆಕ್ 7 bits. So therefore what I will do, DJNZ R0 comma loop 2. Where is loop 2? You come back to loop 2 again. Again RLC A. Rotate left through carry. Now this is the data. Now all the bits should be rotated left. Now 0 is there. 0 will come to this position. Carry flag. ಇದು ಈ ಬಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಬಿಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ 0 will come here, and this 1 will come here, and this 0 will come and occupy this position, and again this 0, again this 0, again this 0, and this 1 will go to carry flag now. Now see the status of the carry. This is after second rotation. Rotate left through carry. Again jump on carry, loop 1. Now what is this carry status? Carry is 1, therefore this condition is true. Jump on carry, loop 1. It will directly come to loop 1. Increment 50 memory location now. Initially 50 memory location was 0 0. Now 50 memory location becomes 0 1. It means that we have encountered the first one. ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇದು 1 ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ. Again increment 50H memory location. Again DJNZ R0 comma loop 2. Decrement R0. R0 now becomes 0 6. So how many datas are left now? 6 datas are left. These 4 plus these 2. 6 datas are left still. Again do the rotate operation. So like that, this rotation operation will be done for 8 times until all the bits are checked. And every time this will be incremented. See, for the next case, this will be incremented. Now this becomes, instead of 0 1, it becomes 0 2. Then it becomes 0 3, 0 4, 0 5, 0 6. Because totally 6 zeros are there. And this becomes 0 2 finally. What is the final answer you are going to get? Finally we are going to get this memory location must contain 0 6 because 6 zeros are there, and this memory location must contain 0 2. So number of ones as well as number of zeros will be stored in 50 and 51 respectively. So this is how we can able to find the number of zeros and ones in a given data. And next program is to find the largest number in an array of numbers stored in the internal RAM. So let us assume that we are having internal RAM memory location. Sorry, not internal RAM, it is external RAM. So let the external RAM location from 0000 to 0009H contains the array, means 10 datas are there. So let us assume that 10 datas are stored here. For the simplicity, you can take less data, some 3 or 4 data you take and you try the program. The same program will work for 10 data also. Let the address of this memory location is 40H and this is 00, 01, 00, 02, 003, 03 and so on. This is how it repeats, and the last memory location will be equal to 0009H. This is the last memory location. Now the following program finds the largest number in an array of the internal RAM location. Now for example, shall assume that the data available here will be something like this: 02, this is 15, and this is 09, and so on. This is 00. Whatever it may be, some numbers I will take. I want to find out of these 10 numbers which is the largest number. So what I will do now, for external memory always we take DPTR as a pointer. Initially move 00000 to DPTR, initialize the DPTR, and move R0, 0AH. This is the count. Totally how many numbers we need to check? Totally 10 numbers I need to check. In hexadecimal 10 is A. And move 50, 00. So 00 will be copied to the memory location 50. So it means that as per our program, the memory location 50 should contain the largest number after the completion of the program. So initially I will make 50H memory location as 00. And then move X A, at the rate of DPTR. Move X is the external memory. Now DPTR is pointing to this memory location. Take the data 02 and that will come to accumulator. The accumulator becomes 02. So I will write here A becomes 02 now. Accumulator content. CJNE A, 50H, NE. Say what is the content of the memory location 50H? We have initialized 50H as 00. So the initial content of 50H is 00. CJNE A, 50H, what it will do? It will compare the accumulator content with the 50H memory location. It will compare this minus, and it will compare this and this. I told you comparison means what? It is always subtraction. It will do 02 minus 00, but only flags gets affected. Now when you subtract 00 from 02, what is the answer? 02 is the answer. Therefore, what is the status of the carry? Carry status will be equal to 0 because we are subtracting smaller number from the larger number. No borrow is required. So borrow will be, carry will be treated as borrow in the subtraction. Therefore, carry flag will be equal to 0. Even though we are calling this as carry, actually it is a borrow now. Carry 0 ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟರ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡದು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. And compare and jump if not equal. If these two are not equal, then jump to NE. NE means not equal. So it will come here, NE. Jump on carry, next one. If there is a carry, then you jump to next one. Now in this case, carry is equal to 0. Carry bandilla namge. So therefore, what do we do? Move 50H, A. Carry bandilla andre ಏನಂತ ಅರ್ಥ? ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟರ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾಗಿಂತ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟರ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ 50H, A. ಇದನ್ನು 50H ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ 02 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ? 00 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು 02 ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು 50H ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ 02. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ increment DPTR. Now DPTR is incremented by 1 time. It is pointing to the next memory location. DJNZ R0, next. R0 is the counter. So it will decrement by 1 time. This becomes 09. 1 data I have already checked. Still 9 data are left. Okay. R0 and next. Once again come here. Then move X A, at the rate of DPTR. Now access this data. Now accumulator content becomes 15. Copy it to accumulator 15 now. Again CJNE A, 50H not equal. Now again what it will do? This minus this it will do. 15 minus 2. What is the carry status now? Carry status again it becomes 0. It means that accumulator content is greater. And jump if not equal. It will directly jump here. Jump on carry. What is the carry status now? Carry is equal to 0. Therefore execute the next instruction. Move 50. If carry is equal to 1, then only you need to jump here. Now in this case carry is equal to 0, therefore execute the next instruction, move 50 comma a. So this 15 will come to 50 memory location. Data 15 will come to 50 memory location, indicating that this is the largest number. Again increment dptr. Now dptr is pointing to this memory, and then dj nz are not comma next, decrement pointer, decrement counter. Now counter becomes 08. 08 is not equal to 0, therefore jump to next again. Once again come here. Now move x a comma at the rate of dptr, take 09. Now 09 will come to accumulator. Now accumulator content becomes 09. Again cjne a comma 50h. Now what is a content? 09, whereas the 50h content is 15. Now when you do the subtraction of 9 minus 15, we are subtracting a larger number from the smaller number, therefore borrow becomes 1, therefore carry becomes 1. You are going to get a carry now. Now ajmp, next one, it will jump here. Sorry, this is not ajmp. Jump on carry, next one. So it will check for the carry flag now. So when it will check for the carry flag not equal, now what is the status of the carry? Carry status is 1. So if carry status is 1, then next one, it will directly come here. It will not execute this instruction. It will directly come to this memory location, increment dptr. It means that whenever there is a carry ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. It means that data what is already there in the 50h memory location is larger than this number, data which is present in the accumulator. Therefore simply increment the dptr. Now dptr is pointing to the next memory location. So I'll assume that the next memory location contains some shall assume that this is equal to 25. This is a larger data again. It will take this data now to the accumulator. Before that you decrement the counter by 1 time, because the djns and are not decremented by 1 time, it becomes 7. So means that still 7 data are there for the comparison. So like this it will do the comparison for all the data, and finally the largest data will come and occupy this memory location. For example, if 25 is the largest data in this program, 25 will come and occupy at the end. So the largest number in the array stores in the internal RAM location 50 after the execution of the program. So explaining the program by taking 10 data, it will take time. So better you take some 10, 4 or 5 data and you execute the program, you write the program and find out the intermediate results. The same is applicable for n number of data. It can be 10, 100, whatever it may be. And the last program of today's session is to program to find the factorial of a number. You know how to find out the factorial of a number. Factorial of n, that is nothing but n factorial we need to find out. So consecutively decrement and keep multiplying the number until the number becomes 1. Let the internal RAM location 50 contains the number for which the factorial has to be found. So shall assume that this is 50 and this 50h memory location contains the number for which I need to find out the factorial. For example, I will take the number 05. Then the following program finds the factorial of a number and stores the result in the internal RAM location 51. Now the 51h memory location, that is the factorial of this number, the result will be stored in this memory location. Next, okay, move a comma 50h. We know how to find out the factorial of 5. How to do that? That is 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. and we know that the factorial of 5 is 120, and in hexadecimal I think it is 78. Check it once again. 78, that is 16 to 7, 112 plus 8. 78 in hexadecimal it is h, whereas in decimal it is 120. Now here you should get 78 as the answer because it is in hexadecimal h. So move a comma 50, that is 05 will come to accumulator. Accumulator becomes 05, and that is stored in R1 register again. Decrement it by 1 time because I want to multiply it with 4 now. Therefore I will decrement R1 by 1 time. Now R1 becomes 4. And CJNA R1 comma hash 01 fact. Why I am comparing R1 with 01? Because once I get 01, I need to stop the multiplication. I keep multiplying the numbers by decrementing the given number until you are going to get 1. Once you get 1, you have to stop it. So compare and jump if not equal. Compare the content of R1. R1 is 4 and 01. 4 and 01 are not equal. Therefore, it will jump here. It will come to fact. So it will directly come to this memory location, factorial. Move B comma R1. What is R1? R1 is 4. That will come to B now. Multiply AB. A contains 5 and B contains 4. When I multiply these two, 5 into 4, which is nothing but 20. 20 in hexadecimal will be stored in the accumulator. And then SJMP up. Once again come here. Again decrement R4. Now R4 decrement R1. Now R1 becomes 3. Again compare 3 with 1. Whether these two are equal? No, these two are not equal. Once again go to fact. Once again come here. Move R1 comma B. Now R1 is nothing but 3. And what is accumulator? Accumulator content is the previous result. That is 5 into 20. 5 into 4, that was 20. 20 was stored in accumulator earlier. Now 20 into 3. I am doing 20 into 3 here. But again the result will be stored back to whatever the result you are going to get after 20 into 3, that will be stored back to accumulator again. Again sum up, again increment. So this will be repeated until this becomes 1. So once this becomes 1, let us assume that at some point of time this R1 becomes 1. Then what it will do? Compare and CJNE, compare and jump if not equal. Whether these two are not equal? No. These two are equal. Therefore don't go here. Execute the next instruction. What is the next instruction? Move A comma 51. So I told you in the multiplication, A contains the lower result and B contains the higher result. So lower result will come to 51 memory location. So in this case it is 78 because only smaller number we have taken. Therefore only 8-bit result you are going to get. When you take larger number, you may get some larger answer, 16-bit answer you are going to get. And again move A comma B. In this case B is equal to 0 and that will be stored to 52. So to the memory location 52, content of B will be stored. In this case B is equal to 00. 78 can also be written as 0078. So 00 is in B register, 78 is in A register. You can take some larger number and you can try with your calculator and you can observe the result, what type of result you are going to get. For example, I want to find out the factorial of 6 or factorial of 8, factorial of 10. These are the larger answers you are going to, larger results you are going to get. And then SJMP here, infinite loop. So this is how we can able to find the factorial of a given number. So coming to the summary, in this session we have learned some of the sample programs of 8051. Thank you.